I said it. Okay, boo.
Show me that stream. Don't forget to Silencio Bruno.
Silencio Bruno?
It's a new movie thing. It's not a movie. Rock.
New, what movie?
Luca.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
It's good.
I also don't have kids.
Switch profile. Let's go. Post.
Heyo. Hello. We got a couple people in here now.
Huzzah!
Hazoo, huzzah.
Look at us.
Look, we're matching like a team.
Professional and stuff. What's going on, Chris? Brendan, thanks for joining us tonight, fellas. Oh, hope you all brought your questions. It's going to be a good one. Got a lot to discuss. I got some random stuff I want to bring up myself as well, if people don't bring enough to the chat. Andrew Knowlton commented on my post. Okay, boomer. Jerry wanted to ask about the straight brim hat. Like them jerseys?
Yeah,
it's like we're all
sick.
professional and stuff.
They came out a lot better, honestly, than I thought they were going to, because these are actually like...
It's the same print as these are regular FXR shirts, so like that's... If you could buy this shirt from FXR, sans all of our logos. And the way that the FXR logo is printed, that's how literally all of our graphics are printed on there as well. This is legit.
Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah, show them the back. Do it! You're skinnier than me, so it'll look better. I can't see the live feed. I can't tell. Oh, you're good. Maybe come down just a smidge. Come down. Bend over. Show them the moneymaker.
Came out sick. I like them.
Yeah, dude, I'm beyond stoked with how well this came out. FXR knocked that out of the park with these shirts.
Yep.
They're awesome.
Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you, Tyler, very much. Thank you, FXR. More importantly, thank you to all our sponsors that made this happen as well. Lose, Beast Coast, Wicked Custom Rods, Empire Jerky, Rocky Ledge Tackle, Dragon Custom Tackle. You guys all rock.
Yep.
We got a couple more in there that we wanted to just throw some support to. Sauhegan Valley Motorsports, chief amongst them. And Ego Fishing, because they helped me out in the past. So, we're going to get this going here in a minute. Where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? Wake up, stupid. There it is. That took forever. Thanks, Travis. Appreciate it, buddy. Brendan, do y'all get down to the Mass Fishing Expo? Damn right.
Yep.
We'll be there working for with Wicked Custom Rods this year. And if Beast Coast shows up, I would like to help them out as well.
All right.
But I haven't even talked to Derek about that yet. We'll see how it goes. They'll split our time a little bit, but it's gonna be good.
I'll probably be just distracted and walking around looking at stuff. Whoa.
Kraken Kid. All right, we'll answer the one question before we kind of go into our usual weekend recap. Because we had a pretty good day the other day. But Kraken Kid asked, guesses on what it takes to make the state team, and he is referring to the New Hampshire Bass Nation state team qualifying tournament that'll be on Lake Winnipesaukee this weekend. I honestly don't know. You're probably going to hate to hear it, man, but after what I saw today, granted, for what the high schoolers are allowed to fish, that's all I fished was our inbounds water, and I barely even did any fishing. I was out there for 5.5 hours, and 4 hours and 45 minutes of that was just straight graphing. I covered a lot of water. What was it, 30 miles? I literally mapped it out before the stream.
30 something miles. It was like 30, I think it was 38.
Yeah, 38 miles, and it was, I covered so much
water. I did not expect that.
No,
what are you doing?
But I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. But dude, if it's fishing if that was a indicator of how like the rest of the lake is doing, I am sorry for you guys. But as we all know, someone just always kills it. So I don't know how many. Before I give my guess, how many fish limit is it? Travis, I will get Well, I'll tell you now. You want to get in touch with Mr. Daniel Kenny. you can probably reach them directly through the New England Fishing Expo page, whether it be Instagram or their website. Search it up, Facebook, whatever. Guy's wicked responsive. He does that, and the New Hampshire Outdoor Expo,
which we will absolutely be at because we live 5 minutes from the place. So
yep, we'll be at both. So the New England Expo is in January. The New Hampshire Outdoor Expo is in March.
March, I think.
Yep. So get in touch with him, man. He's still booking people. So you got plenty of time to get in there and get a booth. We'll be there for you. J Bass, we'll get to you in a moment. Hey, fellas. Hey, Carl. Thanks, buddy. 10 for boaters, 5 a day, 6 for non-boaters. J Bass did the same thing. 5 for boaters, 3 for non. All right. So if it's 10, so 5 fish average. Who said 20? Grat. I'm going to agree with Grat. It's going to be about 25 pounds, maybe 30.
33 to win.
33 to win.
How many fish?
Well, 10 fish total over 2 days.
Oh, geez.
I don't think the winner's going to average 3 pounds over the 2 days. Maybe.
Oh, it's just a 2-day 5-fish tournament.
Maybe. I don't think the number's going to be quite as good as a team format, like, actual team. Like, there's a couple guys up there that have been killing it in New Hampshire lately, but it's different when you can fish, with your best buddy, right? Because you can bounce, ideas off each other and kind of hone in on what's working best and really make the most of your time versus fishing with somebody that, even if you know someone really well, more likely than not isn't somebody that you can build upon, like your preferred best friend to fish with. So was that Jerry? Oh God, I can't wait to see this. I want to be Gen Z. Yeah, you are at that age now.
I am.
I don't know, man. I forgot where I was going with that. He distracted me, but I don't know. I would think somewhere between 25 and 30 pounds is what it's going to take to win as the boater. But I think it's going to be on the lower side of that. But knowing me, I'll probably be wrong because that's just usually how it goes. People always prove me wrong. All right, no, Travis, do a booth or just come hang out. Either way, it's actually Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All 3 days for both shows.
Mm-hmm.
Cammy Eights, what do you think it'll be on the non-boater side if it's 3 fish per day? Dude, 3 fish per day, I think it's actually will end up being closer to 3 pound average. So it could be anywhere 18 to 20 pounds. It'd probably be someone's probably going to crack just over 20 pounds. Probably the winner's going to have 22 pounds or something like that.
It always is.
Yeah. There's always one guy every single turn without fail that just cracks them on Winnie. Someone always figures that leg out on tournament day. What's going on, John? Thanks for joining. All right. Let's roll into the weekend recap. I was away. I went away. I didn't fish Sunday. I went to Chicago.
I fixed his boat.
He did. That was fun. I went fishing Friday after work,
and
Andrew's going to come out and meet me. I'm all giddy. Yeah, let's go fishing. Went out with my team on Tuesday before the stream earlier in the week, and that went well. Everybody got a fish, so I was feeling good for the week. And then I knew I had this whole week off. Go to, the 2 plates that hold up the roller that your bow comes up on when you trailer your boat. I take off my safety chain and then my winch hook, and I hook them to that plate underneath the roller. And I went clunk, clunk. Why is that not fitting? Oh, it's that long, and that much of it was still holding on until I launched the boat, and then I snapped it all off. Yeah. So Andrew took care of that for me. Him and his buddy Jeremy, they got it welded up while I was out of town in Chicago for a work trip. Monday, I left New Hampshire at 6 a.m. on Sunday. I didn't get back till I touched back down 10 p.m. last night. And then I went fishing this morning. I was up on Winnipesaukee at 6:30 is when I got up there this morning. But Friday, let's talk about Friday. Because you got there late, and I feel bad, but you kind of missed the bulk of it.
I know. I got one fish.
You did, and it was a good one.
It was all right. It was an okay one. But it was on the rat, and it was cool. It was out in the middle of nowhere. I cast right out into the middle of a flat, and I don't even know, cranked maybe 5 or 6 times, and it got smoked.
Yep.
And then nothing after that.
It was
still fun.
Yep. We didn't stay out super late because I had to be up early for my family or my kids. My wife was working very early that Saturday morning. And I wanted to get a good night's sleep.
Day too.
Yeah. You 9 o'clock? Is when you ish.
8:30. 9ish.
I could remember.
Somewhere around there.
So we both had a relatively early day the next day. Plus I had to be up at 3 a.m. to make sure I was at my flight on time Sunday morning. So we kind of missed like that magical hour for the night bite, which is typically what we will wait it out for. But I got out there, I think I was on the water by 4, like fishing by 4. And the first 2 hours was awesome. I cracked, like I did exactly what we talked about, right? We started out a little bit deeper, finding that deeper vegetation. And I started working some moving baits, a mix of moving baits and then like bigger, slower presentation. So crankbait and a jig. And that crankbait was it. I got 3 fish on that right off the bat. And then that bite kind of dried up, stopped seeing bait fish. So I moved up real shallow to the pads, only about a 150-foot move, roughly, maybe 200 feet from like where we were really hitting them. Well, where you and I were fishing when you got there to like the edge of the pads, maybe 200 feet.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
So move up to that very outside edge, and immediately like Texas rig wasn't doing it, and I wasn't feeling good. So I was like, well, I'll try the little Magnum from Beast Coast because it's like halfway between Texas rig and a traditional jig, being a more finessey kind of skirt cut. And I threw a 1/2 ounce little Magnum on with just a regular uncut Rage Craw trailer. First cast, boom, I caught a good one, and then I caught a second one, and I caught a third one. And then Andrew showed up, so I went and picked him up, went back out, and went right back to the weed edge. Nothing. Moved back out. All the activity is back out there again. Like, they shifted in and back out in, like, no time. I think within an hour window, they made, like, that big jump from edge to back out. And then I actually did okay. I think I caught 2?
2 or 3 more.
I think I caught 3. I caught 1 on the crank, and then I caught 2 on the big swim bait.
Yep.
And I watched the video.
Oh, did you get it?
Yeah.
Nice.
I got it. So there was, at one point, I looked at him and I was like, dude, I just want to get 1 fish on this big swim bait of mine. It's one of my favorite ones. It's
That was awesome.
a 6-inch hard body swim bait. It cranks down 5 to 6 feet. And I literally said to him, man, I just want to get 1 fish on this. And it was almost exactly 10 seconds after that, loaded up on close to a 3-pounder.
Mm-hmm.
So that was awesome. And then I had 1 fish about 20 minutes after that, completely torpedo my bait, but like fully 100% out of the water within 2 feet of the boat. Like sucked that bait up midair as I was pulling it out of the water, or like right before it pulled out of the water.
That was cool.
It was amazing.
I was not expecting that at all.
He just looks over at me. I'm like, dude, I got him, dude.
What do I do? Do you want? I don't know. You want the net?
Nope, boat flip that son bitch. And then that was it. Then right, it was like right at sundown, and it usually always dies down around there, and like clockwork, it shut off, and then we didn't stick around long enough for when it usually turns back on, like 2 to 3 hours after that. It looked promising. We actually both did miss a bite. I missed one on the rat. You missed one. Actually, I think you missed 2 on that Citizen 6 again.
I think so too. I definitely got hit at least once on it.
I'm pretty sure you got hit twice. I wouldn't say you missed. I would say you got hit on it at least twice.
Yeah, definitely.
Down those rocks again, man. Structure.
It's like a jig.
It really is.
If you would have thrown a jig down there, you probably would have caught him.
Probably. So it was a very productive, very short trip on Friday. And I wish I actually was recording. I'm going to get that video done for this week because it's going to be really short and it should be pretty easy to edit because there's only a handful of catches and it's like 4 hours of raw footage. So I should be able to knock that whole thing out end to end from the moment I start, because I've done literally nothing yet, to finished product ready to upload to YouTube in like less than 4 hours of effort. So it'd be nice to have like a regular fishing video up again. But yeah, man, it just felt good to kind of crack into you for a few hours before I was out on friggin' the road to Chicago for the last 3 days. That was different.
Yeah, I bet.
I don't like the city.
Me neither.
I don't like any city. I just don't like city travel at all. But yeah, so it was good. And where are we at with the chat? Josh, I did not eat a single Chicago dog because my body is as strong as a wet paper towel.
So you remember that place? Okay. do you remember that? Remember that card that you showed me?
Yeah. You did go to it, didn't you? So, all right, let's diverge for a minute.
I don't care. Go for it.
We're at a trade show for work, right? It's one of the biggest additive manufacturing trade shows. And the funniest thing was at the end of day one, like an hour before the show ended, this guy kind of dressed up in a nice suit walking by. He's like, "Hey guys, how y'all doing?" We're like, "Good." He's like, Good. Hey man, I know it's been a really stressful day, right? Shows are always really stressful. Throws a card at us. Come on over. We'll take care of you at the end of the day. Make sure my girls take care of you. It was a guy handing out business cards for a strip club. So I like jokingly sent it to my wife. I was like, I made the best business contact of the day. And I sent it to like a few friends, and I sent it to Andrew, and Andrew's like, I'm pretty sure I've been there. Of course you have, you freaking sinner. Hey, Richard. Sinner.
Oh, great.
Oh, man.
Life's too short to not have fun.
That's true. Brendan, I never had a topwater bite, so be thankful you had yours, jerk. Tom, hey, buddy. It is Dollar General brand paper towel strong. This is not good. I can't eat like anything without my body rebelling against me.
Dollar General. Get out of here.
Literally
I
everywhere.
hate them.
Hey, William. Thanks for joining us tonight.
We've just had this thing that we've been noticing.
Oh, they're literally popping up everywhere.
In the middle of nowhere. We were up in, where were we? Middle of New York somewhere. And we're just like, oh, imagine if there was a Dollar General on this road, and like 5 minutes later there was one.
Oh, yeah. Like remote. One of the most remote, like, it's the type of place that you see a gas station that still has like a for sale sign on it with like all the paraphernalia from the 50s still stuck on it. Like that thing died in like 1967 and nobody picked it up ever since, but nobody's touched it since ever. Like it was like in that kind of remote location. All of a sudden, bam, Dollar General.
It's ridiculous.
What the hell?
Why is this leaking so bad?
I don't know. Figure it out.
Oh, because it's not on.
Oh my stony baloney. Someone asked me earlier how was Winnie. I kind of elaborated on that. Dude, it was okay for what little fishing that I did. I actually snapped off like a really big fish today.
Yeah, you didn't get to tell me the rest of that story.
No, I didn't really find this spot. It was I'm not going to elaborate any further. Anyway, I fished a spot and it was exactly as advertised, and I threw what I felt was the exact right thing, and not even 5 minutes into it I hooked a good fish. But the problem was I didn't feel the bite until she choked it. So as soon as I said the hook, and I turned around, spun on my heels, swearing my head off a little bit, but not like as angry as I usually get. And I turned around in time just to see her tail walk.
Smallie or largie?
It's a largie.
And
I don't want to talk about it.
okay.
It hurt. It wasn't PB territory, but it was
Big.
I tell you what, when I go back out tomorrow, literally the first spot I'm going to is that spot. I don't give a damn. I'm going for that fish.
Okay.
Because it's highly unlikely I'm going here for the tournament for my kids, so I don't give a damn. I'm going back for that fish. If not her, then hopefully one of her friends. That would make me very happy.
I have to do something real quick. Keep going.
All right. I don't know. Other than that, man, we are ready for questions from anybody that wants to hit us up. I can elaborate a little bit further on Winnie if you would like, or just anything in general. Oh, my brother-in-law is watching us. Well, I mean, obviously. New Jersey look good. Thanks, buddy.
Sorry.
Or just anything in general. Oh,
I
my.
had to do it. Send it to my work. Send it to my work.
Fantastic. One of my coworkers at the expo said, no. Okay, never mind. Anyway, moving on. It was pretty funny.
Tournament in Arkansas, me and my buddy counted 87 Dollar Generals being built on the ride down.
What was that, like a 50-mile ride?
87
How many?
to Arkansas. That's insane.
Yeah, how long of a ride was that? I'm like legitimately curious.
Arkansas, that's probably it's got to be an 18-hour ride.
Well, yeah, depending on where he's from.
Or Kansas.
Oh, we got a wicked good question from Chad. I'm going to get to that in a second. What was I going to say? Oh, okay. So 2 things that I want to bring attention to early on the stream like I usually do. One, for those that are here, if you could please quick drop a like on the stream. I'm seeing only 6 likes. I know one of those is me. There's 32 of you doing the math. Come on, real quick. Just a little. It seriously, like I know I always ask, but it really does help the channel being able to reach a broader audience. Like just the simple act of a like further helps YouTube and the algorithm and diverging or spreading the stream, whatever, fancy algorithm stuff. So please, if you could just take the 1 second to do it, greatly appreciate it. For those that missed it last week, down in that corner underneath Andrew, we now have a little updated donation total so that you guys can kind of see where we're at and what the next goal is. That goal is still the same. We want to replace that camera with a nice high def digital camera versus this crappy little webcam, which does the job in all fairness. But then the plus side is I can double up on cameras and take that webcam and stick it like, face down on the table and zoom way in So when we want to show off a bait without ruining any of the focus on the stream for the main camera, I can just slide it up underneath that second camera, down a little corner there, and you guys can see it up a little bit bigger, up closer, see more details, see color, more importantly. And I thought that would actually be really neat to do. So
yeah, it's gonna be a black and white camera though. So
we actually, not last week, the week before, you guys killed it with donations. You know, if you guys want to do them through YouTube directly, or we don't get a cut taken from it. If you go direct to PayPal or Venmo, it's down in the video description below. Like literally anything helps. So for those that do it, thank you very much. And I'll keep updating that little ticker down there every week and see how it goes. I'll answer a few questions on the chat before I get to a text I got with actually a really good question. But I'll start with J Bass and then I'll let you take the next one because obviously I'm the one that can answer that. J Bass, magic baits.
Thanks, Jamie.
What did you catch today? None of your damn business. That's what. I can tell you I was
25.
Very keyed in on smelt. And it was definitely a sponsor bait, and that's all I'm going to say. Because
I know what you're using.
the state team qualifying tournament is this weekend too, and I don't want to yeah. There's only so much I'm willing to divulge for a number of reasons. I'll make it clear next week after we're through all of this. But we'll go from there. So, that's where we're at. Josh, how many Dunkin' Donuts do we have in a 5-mile radius? So, I counted this one day. If you start out on the edge of town, west side.
There's 3 in Milford alone.
Right, when you go to the far west one, right?
Yeah.
If you start there, and you stay on 101A, all the way, over Everett Turnpike to go into downtown Nashua, all the way down Main Street, and you keep staying on that until you go past the mall into Tingsboro, Mass.
Oh, let me guess.
And you go down into Tingsboro, and there's that green bridge that goes over the Merrimack. I forget what town. I think the river actually splits Tingsboro, and then I think that's North Chelmsford. It's on the other side of the river.
It's got to be 15, 20.
I forget exactly how many, but I timed it. I don't remember the count. I had the count at one point, but I timed it. You cannot go more than 5 minutes over that stretch. And I know from here to the highway is about 10 miles. So it's about a 17-mile stretch. You cannot go more than 5 minutes. That's including lights between Dunkin' Donuts, that whole stretch.
Jesus.
They've got that whole thing on lockdown.
Good. So I'm good no matter where we go.
Cam, you might have found one of my spots. I found 2 big largies together the other day. I can promise you, okay, well, maybe. I don't know, maybe. Keep saying it.
Maybe.
I will say that I put in the first 3.5 to 4 hours of my day doing 5 minutes total of fishing on one of the spots just to kind of get an idea for what size fish I was marking. But otherwise, I was looking for largemouth spots and big old whiff. Smallmouth I got locked down. Largemouth, I'm hoping tomorrow was a lot better for searching, or I may have to cancel all my plans on Sunday to go back out there one more day to see if I can't find some largemouth. But I also know where the high school tournament's locked down to for Lake Winnipesaukee, the whole Center Harbor area. We can't go to Meredith Bay, we can't go to Paugus, can't go up to Lee's Mills. That's some of the best largemouth water known in the lake.
Is this next weekend or is it this weekend?
It's a week from today, next Thursday.
Okay.
Bye.
I'm just wondering.
Oh. So, oh my God, Grat, you went in Hampshire AR. That is a hike, buddy. 25 hours. Yeesh.
Christ, no thanks.
Sir Altitude, spot on, sir. Technically it was Fab Tech. Yes, it was in Chicago.
I thought you were talking about Banjo Minnow.
No, I didn't get there yet. It was Fab Tech was upstairs. We were downstairs for the Rapid plus TCT because we were there for one of our other companies for additive manufacturing, 3D printing. So we were there for them. No Banjo Minnows. Tom, you went to high school with a kid whose dad owns 5 of those dunks on 101A. Damn.
Yo, send me a freaking gift card or something.
My one of my dad's good friends / business partners. My dad's a master plumber. Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and actually just those. He used to be Maine too, but he dropped that a couple years ago. He's getting closer to retirement now. Primarily does new construction, but then kind of got involved with guys that own Dunkin' Donuts, and one of his good buddies owns, last I asked, 5 or 6 years ago now, 79 Dunkin' Donuts in Massachusetts.
Ha! Yeah, dude, seriously. Give him the card to that strip club. I bet he'd buy the place.
Like that, talk about straight cash flow. My God. And like, he's a really nice guy too. So all the best for him. Sawyer, damn right, buddy. Go Hillcats. Hope for the best this weekend, man. Or this week.
Has the jerk bait come into play for you guys yet? I have not picked the jerk bait up yet this year. I'm going to very soon.
At what water temp would you like to pull that out at?
60.
60? Want to take a guess what one he was today? I'm not telling any of y'all. Y'all do your own damn homework for this weekend. Oh, then I gotta get to that other text from Chad for a question for the stream.
71. Really?
Not what I anticipated.
No. I was close.
You were.
I got it.
You were supposed to say.
It's gonna change.
John, I will say the jerkbait is not coming to play for me yet. I'm with Andrew. I'm not going to touch that until the water hits. Honestly, for me, I like it better in the 50s.
I like it mid 60 to even like upwards of like 67, just below 70, really. The colder the better.
Our smaller ponds are like there.
Yeah, I know. I should be hopping on that bite.
I have a question I'm going to pose to the chat. First, all right, I'm going to ask the question, and then I'm going to read the question that I got from a text for the stream tonight, right? But I want, if anybody's here that's willing to answer this, I want to hear it. Sunday, if the weather plays nice, I'm thinking of going to one of two places. Either Lake Champlain or Candlewood. Swing for the fences.
Bro.
I mean, really, either one. You cannot
Let's go to the
wrong.
river. Let's go to the freaking the Housatonic.
Too early.
No.
Maybe.
Can't be.
We'll see.
My bad.
Candlewood. So where would you go given the two? I know that both are going off. You really can't go wrong right now. And right now I know the weather for Champlain and the Burlington area is supposed to be upper 60s, sunny, light and variable winds. I don't know what it's supposed to. Well, I'll find out right now while I'm on the phone with you people. Bust out my weather app. Although it's very early to tell with wind forecast. Usually you don't really know for sure what the wind in New England is doing until the day of.
Yeah.
Danbury, Connecticut. Sunday, 74. Sunny, high in the mid-70s. Okay, so difference of about 5 to 7 degrees, but it's just going to be sunny and light and variable winds.
How big is that lake?
Which one?
I never
Candlewood?
looked. Yeah, because when we went there, I didn't really look at the map or anything. We just kind of like looked at 360 the whole time.
It's about the size of Winnie. It might be a little smaller.
Is that big?
Mm-hmm. It's still a big lake, but it's like it's all fingers, so it's kind of deceiving. Actually, I think it's bigger than Winnie.
Really?
It's not. It's on either side. Well, Candlewood Lake. Yeah, now you can make me look before I get back to all these questions.
I've never. Yeah, I can ask questions too.
That you get. Well, yeah. I mean, like to respond to the question. There you go. Read stuff while I look.
Can never go wrong with Champlain. Yeah. He said the bite of Candlewood is absurd. Yeah. I've only been there once. I think I only caught one fish there.
No. Candlewood's only 5,400 acres. Dude, it feels so much bigger than that.
It's like half the size of Chameau Bay.
It's about. Yeah,
Well, it's 94,
9,300 acres, something like that.
Yeah.
It's a little bigger than half.
A little bigger than half.
But
it's really not that big of a lake
no.
then.
I mean, it's
pretty small.
It's just a hair smaller than Squam. And about 1,000 acres bigger than Newfound. It just feels so much bigger because it's to go from spot to spot. You go up a finger and you come all the way back down, and then up a finger and come all the way back down, and like it's kind of weird like that. Yes, come on, show me. I'm just
I would like to go.
Oh, it's there, well, I mean, yeah, to an extent, because like if you want to go from like that to there, you have to go all the freaking way down. All the way back up.
Jeez.
You know,
is
like,
that where we went up that one time in between these two islands?
Yeah. Way up there.
Okay.
You know what? Drive time is kind of a moot point for us too.
Yeah,
Either one, man. So, okay, so Candlewood, but Candlewood is absurd. Can never go wrong with Champlain. Drive to Champlain is nicer. Yes. 1,000% yes, Josh.
Yeah.
I would take that drive to Champlain. The Vermont Brownie Factory is also in play now. It's after Labor Day. Here's the thing. I am harder than a diamond in an ice storm because it doesn't matter which one of the 3 places we go to. It's
My
gonna
heart
be great.
just stopped a little bit. 5.
Did somebody say 20-pound bag this weekend?
I am down for that. I'll do that. I'll wake up at 2 a.m. to go do that.
Yeah. Hit the brownie factory. Wrong brownie factory. The Vermont one. That's what we're thinking. Anyway. All right. So, I literally, there is no bad choice in this. What was that?
Late comings.
Do you want to go to the Vermont one? What?
Careful, don't spill my coffee. Kinda. I kind of want to go there. The place is kind of sweet.
Yeah, it is. Well, we got options.
If we do that, I need to get some Carolina rig stuff though for shizzle.
I got them. I got everything we need. I have time. If you want to get extra weights, that's the only thing I might be a little low on.
I don't know where the hell I'm gonna find 1 ounce weights.
Joe, I got time. I'll go over Saturday. All right, let's get to the question.
Anyway, yeah.
Think about it. Okay, so had a text come in from coworker Chad. You are heading to a new lake, never been there. It's fall transition, weather is cold and hot. How do you prepare for that day on the water in advance? What spots do you target ahead of time, and what adjustments would you make when you get there? See what the water clarity actually is, the current temperature, and the weather conditions. So there has to be some form of definition to that, at least as far as the weather. Everything else, we can kind of take this as ambiguous. But the weather's going to be key, because that sunshine at this turning point, that transition, I feel is really critical for those smallmouth. And I've seen it time and time again. It literally happened to me today. It was nice and cloudy. Wind was variable, so it didn't really matter. And they were biting when the clouds were up, and as soon as the clouds broke and the sun came out, that bite died. They disappeared. If I had stayed longer, I think I could have made an adjustment to kind of either re-trigger their bite or find them in different spots, maybe a little deeper or shallower. But like, I found one zone that they were locked and loaded, and there was enough bait around them, like it made sense. And literally every spot I pulled up on that had that combo of what I was looking for, it just clockwork, man. I haven't felt that much in the zone in a little bit. But like, when I get locked in on finding small follies, Jesus Christ. Fall smallies. I'm kind of in the zone. So like, it felt good to do that, but then the sun came out and the bite killed it. So let's assume, based on his questions, that it is partly sunny. So a lot of clouds, but sun breaks through every once in a while. And then everything else is unknown. Well, let me
start off on heavy onyx. And start looking for
before you
humps.
even leave, right?
Start looking for humps in anywhere from 30 to 40 feet. And then work my way up from there, I guess.
That's assuming a deep lake. How are you going to do it differently if it's more of a kettle pond style place where it's like max depth is 25 feet?
I'd find any hard structure that's a little deeper than everything else, if I can.
I like it. I like your style.
Or some deeper grass, possibly. Alive grass that's still alive, still green. And probably toss a jerkbait up around anywhere that's kind of a quick drop off from the shore. Or a flat. Or work a flat with a jerkbait.
I like that. And then beyond that, like,
because they move up on those flats when they kind of hang around, because then they can get down deep if they need to.
Right. So jerkbait, what else? Are you going to tackle those outer spots?
Jerkbait, maybe chatterbait, maybe spinnerbait. Jig. Always a jig. And now that I throw it all the time, that's Citizens, for sure. Because they're still looking for a bigger bite right now, because they're trying to gorge themselves before the winter.
Yep. It's getting close to that turning point, though, where all the smaller bait fish, the little fry, have grown up a little bit. And they're moving up.
Yep.
So those are a little bit easier to gorge on. Then there's a window of, we're kind of small now, and then you go a little bit bigger, and you want to come back down a little bit smaller. So being flexible on the size of the bait you're throwing is key. And then from there, so what you answered for would be good for both deeper water and kettle ponds. What if it's a slightly shallower water without much vegetation? It's like just
sand bottom.
Yeah, like sand and rock. It's almost like a glacial lake, but it doesn't really have that deepness that you would typically find like in the lakes region.
I'd still start with a jig.
What kind of jig?
A Beast Coast Hustler.
Damn right. So normally I would say spider jig, but that Hustler has quickly become my go-to over even the spider jig.
Yeah.
And that's saying something. Anybody that's been watching this forever.
All right, Hitler.
What the hell is this? Anyway. Oh, okay.
Oh, he's spamming us now. But I would throw the Hustler for sure. And even probably Carolina rig as well. And Ned rig.
Yep.
Ned rig is always good. Maybe some drop shot. Always got to play. You got to play with it all the time because they're always biting something different this time of year. Who is this guy?
I don't know. But we'll find out.
Do pornography.
Yeah, those are usually the ones that really get the attention of the moderators a lot faster. For my part, I'm literally almost gonna do the same thing as him. If we're fishing a glacier lake, right, and it's the first time we've been there, absolutely, first thing I'm looking for is that deeper offshore structure, but as close to the mainland as I can get, because I don't know whether or not those fish have moved up or not. This time of the year,
right,
it's tough to tell because some of those bigger lakes aren't. I don't know if it's because they're spring fed or if it's just a matter of their average depth isn't quite as dramatic as, say, a place like Winnipesaukee where you have like substantial stretches of really deep water, but they'll cool off just a little bit faster, and that's just enough for the bait fish and then subsequently the bass to move up a little bit more to those transitional stages. So they're still kind of in the same depths, but now they're not offshore depths, they're on the main shoreline depths, and that could be islands still out in the middle of the lake, but I would still consider that as part of like mainland. Like it's coming up to surface much quicker. So anywhere you can find, like, that's where I keyed in on today to give a little bit of insight on what I was doing. I knew that we're close, right? The water temp has definitely come down. It's still warmer than most people are probably thinking, and the water clarity is really good. So I tried a little bit of both. The first place I went to was those deeper offshore piles, like where you would think they might be if they're still in a really late summer pattern. So next step I went to was those same kind of piles, little, not quite as deep, but much closer to like mainland points. Bingo. That was it. So if they weren't there, then the next step, and assuming that the water was, 3 or 4 degrees colder than I found it today, next step, they likely would have been on those mainland points. Right about the same depth, maybe just a little bit shallower. But a lot of that, for stuff like that, I'm looking for bait. And it's something that I want to get better at too when going to these new ponds, is like just getting behind the wheel and driving. Like, instead of just looking at the map ahead of time and going out and hoping that, everything that we've done for all this time put into trying to learn, everything, the whole 9 yards, and hoping that all plays nicely into like, okay, yeah, we figured it out and we can go hammer a bunch of fish on these high probability spots. Like, forget it. Let's just get behind the graph and go look and see if we're even marking the bait over there or anything. Right. Same would be said for a smaller, shallower kettle pond.
Points are always good because
especially this time of the year.
A point is really like a rocky point is always good because it's like a hump out in the middle, but it connects to land. So they can be, if there's a hump out in the middle that tops out at 2 feet under the surface, those fish are probably going to be on a point 2 feet under the surface. And if that point goes all the way down to 40 feet and those fish are on a point way out in the middle out in 40 feet, they're most likely going to be on that point in 40 feet.
Right.
Grass.
I'm trying to think of other baits I'd be throwing. Yeah, like Beast Coast Hustler is absolutely up there, but I'm still going to throw a spider jig right behind it because that's a bait that, like, especially as the water starts to cool down a little bit.
That new jig I got.
And then that one. I'd throw all three. I would have the Hustler. I would have the new open water sniper from Beast Coast because that thing is just killer.
Yep.
And then a spider jig because it kind of it covers everything for that spectrum of overall like fish size. A little bit longer, skinnier, which you get with the Hustler. Open water sniper, shorter, fatter profile. It's still a kind of finesse skirt, if you will, but it's still like it's a small profile, but bulky, short, fatter. And then Spider Jig is kind of like the much more finesse presentation on all those because it's a lot less frills to it. It's just a twin tail hula grub. There's nothing else to it. There's no other skirts. So it's pretty stripped down for what you want to be presenting to it. There's a couple other things I would think about trying. Stuff I was throwing in the spring that I'm getting ready to throw tomorrow and hope for the best. I'm going hard after smallmouth tomorrow, and I'm throwing them the whole presentation of everything I would typically throw, including some stuff I did really well with earlier in the day. Tube, I'm absolutely gonna have tied on. Obviously, drop shot, throw shallow too. I would just go to 1/4 ounce versus a 1/2 ounce about fishing out deeper, and then kettle pond.
Catch a big fish and drop shot up shallow.
I was really I hooked into like I thought I hooked into a fish today. It was a freaking kibby, pulled me right into a rock. It was like dunk dunk, and I set the hook. I was like dunk, and it was just the way that him biting it at the same time that my weight like skipped and then like
it felt like it inhaled it
into a rock. Oh my dude, it felt like it just got thumped, and I was like, and it didn't pan out.
That's awesome.
So Tom asked, okay, there you go. Small kettle ponds this weekend. What are you starting with? You kind of said it, but elaborate again.
I mean, if it's windy, I'd get to that windblown shore and start throwing moving baits like jerkbait, square bill, spinnerbait, chatterbait, anything really that's going to be moving. And if they're not hitting that, then I would probably move to a jig, start working some hard structure, or maybe using some Texas rig, toss in some grass. If the outside, I would start with the outside grass and work my way in. And then, I don't know. Topwater really isn't coming into play now.
It should.
I mean, it should, but
it doesn't for us.
I know.
You know what? I am a old, kicked, and beaten friggin' yard dog when it comes to topwater.
Oh, I feel bad for you.
I used to be loved by the topwater, and then it just kicked me over and over again, man. It beat me down. It was supposed to be treating me nice. It just hasn't been there. I have just zero confidence doing it. And it's funny because I brought in my reel that I grenaded like 2 weeks ago that I still never pulled that backlash out of.
Oh, yeah.
Because I forgot, because I have rods in for repair, getting some guides replaced. So I was like, well, I'll fix that later. And I took that reel off and put a different reel on it so I could fish a different presentation. But I was thinking, like, I need that reel. I'm going to throw topwater tomorrow. But
no, you're not.
I am, but I'm not going to throw it at topwater. I'm bringing the rat. I'm going right back to that spot I lost that giant. First thing I'm going to do, bright and early, drag that rat right over that.
Do it.
Yep.
Do
hope
it.
For the best.
Do it. I hope you get one on. I would do that or a spook.
Well, that's if I can pull out. Yeah. If I can fix that reel, I intended on tying that one on. I could really hope I don't forget that. And then altitude. When fishermen say grass, are they also referring to milfoil?
Sure. Why not? It's grass. It's green. It grows.
Literally any vegetation.
Yeah. Vegetation is vegetation. Vegetation is grass. Grass is vegetation.
Technically, there is grass, and then there's milfoil, and then there's whatever that cabbagey crap is. Right. I stopped calling it grass because some people started, like, they weren't through.
Grass.
Yeah,
it's not really grass.
All right,
it's
fine.
not? Okay, it's green and it grows on the bottom, coming out of the dirt. What else is it?
Everything's veggies now.
Some water petunias.
Yeah, I don't know. What else you guys got for questions? I got another one. But, never mind. I'm not going to read that out loud. Yeah, thank you, Chad. Wait for it. There it is. Bust a hole through the top of that. Yeah.
That's a big bass.
It is.
Actually, it's pretty nice fish, actually.
Yeah. Definitely know what
by
doing.
The way, so remember that spot that Dennis was showing us with the bridge?
Yes.
She was fishing there.
Yeah, I saw it.
I saw it and I'm like, wait, there's a bridge. Wait, there's another one.
I know
where she is.
Yeah. There's a tournament out there this weekend.
Is that really?
It's for Sunday. Yeah, that's where I was talking to Kayer. He'll be up there.
Damn.
I know. I'm still tempted to go. I don't know, man. I just For the first time, it's like I can't make a decision because all three places sound awesome.
I know, and they're all 3 hours.
Champlain or Candlewood, I almost would rather do Champlain.
Up to you, man. I don't care.
Champlain, I have more spots.
I honestly, which is weird right now, but I kind of just want to go smallie fishing.
What?
I know it's weird, right? But I also want to catch an 8-pound largie.
The plus side is if we go to Champlain, thanks to Dennis, we have one spot that is killer for smallmouth, and then a 5-minute ride to big stick, big weight, just dead slinging, big old swamp donkey largemouth.
Okay, all right, let's go there.
Like literally a 5-minute boat ride apart from okay, it's probably 10 minutes. 10-minute boat ride from each other. Huh. It's got everything. Paul asked, what kind of blade baits can I use in the fall? Brands, types, or is that better in the spring? Blade baits definitely still work.
Blade baits, they work all year.
Yep.
They really do.
I tend to do better with a spinner bait than a blade bait in the fall, but now it's kind of been like 50-50. In years past, maybe it's just a confidence thing, or it's just because the jackhammer was so much better than the other bladed jigs I was throwing before. I don't know, man. Like you can throw either one right now. Just get, play with your colors, really match the hatch. If you're in super stained water, just stick to black and blue. Don't over stress it. Although
the blade baits,
yeah,
black and blue blade bait.
Yeah, remember that's where I caught my 6.2 one.
Stained water?
Oh yeah.
All right.
You do white too. I'm all about that black and blue and super stained water.
Bladed. He's talking about blade baits, not bladed jigs.
Ah, Jesus Christ! I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. Let's back that whole thing up. Back the whole thing up. Everything we said is still applicable. Just
they work all year long.
I'm not gonna be retarded. I'm gonna answer your question correct this time.
Clear water, go silver. Cloudy days, I would
gold.
Is gold.
Yep. Sunny days.
Stained water is also gold. You can also use gold. I've got
you could literally get away with just gold and silver.
Yeah, gold and silver. Get 1.5 ounce. Get it at 1 ounce. Get 3/4 ounce.
Yep. And that
fine.
Will do everything. If you really want to get fancy, you get a white one. Would be my next one I would suggest. If you want to get fancier than that, then get like a blue herring-ish color. Where it's like that black back to like a blue to a white. You get a perch pattern too. You get something. Oh man, there's so many different things.
So many of them.
I like the Binksy blade baits. Those are my favorites. I think is that the original Silver Buddy? No, the Binksy. No, Binksy's different. Then there's the
Binksy's
Silver Buddy.
Different, yeah.
I like
Binksy's got like the weird tapered tail, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I like those better though because I feel like it gets hung up less often. I don't know, and I've just always been happy with those. The hooks they come with, like straight out of the package, I love those things. You can fish those a ton of different ways too. I honestly just do best just yo-yoing the damn thing and just kind of play with my cadence and how far I'm pulling it up. Both.
You fish on the bottom too.
Yeah, you can fish on the bottom. I'm not going to say my other method. It works great. It works great. And someone else gave me that, so I'm not going to give that up. There's no right or wrong way to throw a blade bait. So be open-minded about it and just kind of play around with it. But like the tried and true, most steady thing is just like, it's kind of like a flick of the wrist. Just feel a couple of vibrations and kill it. And that speed that you're feeling those couple of vibrations is kind of where you vary it. And like 5-ish second pauses in between. Right now the water's warmer, and just increase that as the water gets colder to like, when you get down to like 40-degree water temp, now you're talking like 30 to 60 to 90 second pauses. And as stupid as that sounds, even though it's a little flat piece of stamped steel laying down flat on the surface, they will eat it.
Yep.
Just sitting there. It's the dumbest thing, but they do it. We've proven that several times over the last few years. Pay attention to the line. You will see a line jump. You might not feel it. Ooh, I like that question for Tom. All you, buddy.
Which one? Any confidence in hard body large build swim baits this time of year, wake or crank? You can answer that one.
Wait, can I? I'm just curious if I can pull up my own stream with my phone. Can I post a picture from my phone to the chat? That would be the greatest thing ever.
You probably can. Can you post pictures to the chat?
No, let me. No. Oh, that's sad. Anyway.
Can't do it?
No.
Nah.
I was gonna post the picture of that giant hard body swim bait fish that I just got on Friday. I said, well, it's not really that giant. Oh, there we go. Come on, you. You mean like that?
Yeah. So that happened.
Let's see if that'll show up. Actually, I think I got that frame pretty well. You can see it on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you know, all the social. Yes, absolutely all the confidence in the world. I've got several. I've got 2 shallow diving ones that are both 7-inch models. I got a deeper diving version that's a 6-inch model that goes 5 to 6 feet. Those things are freaking awesome. Yes, absolutely yes. Wake or crank, either one, dude, you're gonna slay on them right now. I actually had the best luck fishing that bigger bodied swim bait, the hard body build swim bait, that 5 to 6 foot model over submerged grass on Friday, and I was getting it just over the top of that vegetation, and it was a no-brainer because we were marking tons of bait fish swimming by in that same spot, like at those same depths. You could just see them all like skimming right over the top of the surface of the grass. So I busted that out and positioned myself so that as I was reeling that thing down full depth, it was just skimming over the top of everything, and it worked to a T. So yes, absolutely, 100%. What do we got? Did we miss anybody? Nope. All right. So Josh, fishing a local tourney in Winnipesaukee. What do you think the move will be? I can't answer that because I've got too many friends that I'm helping that are fishing a tournament this weekend as well, and I'm also fishing a tournament with my high school team. So I would love to help out, but I don't want to burn too many people I've been trying to help out. So I'm sorry, Josh. I can't with this one. Not this time. And you're very welcome, Paul.
Yeah, I read it.
Did you read it out loud for the chat though?
What type of hair dye does Andrew use in his beard?
I'm literally thinking the same thing. Something wildly inappropriate, Dennis, and you can probably guess what the real answer is going to be. There you go.
You're welcome. Bit you right in the ass.
Oh, what's going on, Andrew? Thanks for joining, buddy. Dude, Brendan,
Cannot wait for glide season. It is glide season.
I'm gonna tie one on tomorrow. I'm gonna go back to that same spot I was at yesterday. I'm gonna try and fish it the way I want in that one little stretch, just to see if I can catch one big fish, or at least one good fish.
No.
And then when I go work the other area to start searching for stuff, I brought my big rod. And I've got all my big glide baits. I'm gonna tie on my giant glide that I have. I just heard somebody knock on the door. Let me check on this.
I know where I'm going Saturday, I think.
Oh?
For a couple hours. If you want to go.
I can't. I have practice with the high schoolers from 3 to 6 on Saturday.
Where are you going?
Same spot I've been taking them. I got to get them some smallmouth practice, so it's the only spot I know of that's easy peasy to get to for them.
Okay. I'm going to go to my spot.
Which? Oh, wait, the one we were just at together?
No.
The one down the road?
Nope. Oh. The one where I caught the 2 big smallies.
I don't want to talk to you.
I want to go. I haven't been there in like 3 months.
I know. We'll talk to Dennis. Dennis has been there a ton.
Dennis, you want to go fishing Saturday afternoon?
He actually probably would.
I know. He probably will.
You're going to fish. He's not going to be able to fish
though
enough for you.
Where does he live? Hold on.
Dennis?
I know where he lives. You've told me.
Yeah, just up the other side of town. Carl. We were just looking at this the other day. John from Wicked Custom Rods did not build my jig rod. I had that built by John, the owner of Dragon Custom Tackle. It's my very first custom rod I ever had built, and it was before I met John and Will. Will was the original owner, founder of Wicked Custom Rods before John took over it solely. And we were actually talking about that because I do want a second jig rod built because I fish too many different styles and I don't like retying it, and I live by the jig. So
I need a new jig rod.
Yeah, we were talking about that. We're gonna make it happen.
Okay,
so It's literally the same rod blank as mine. It's the 7.2 medium heavy fast, and I can't remember what it is. I think it's the 803.
That backbone better hold up.
I mean, you've seen mine.
I know.
It's literally the same thing.
I know.
So but this time I'm gonna do the same carbon fiber the smooth carbon fiber reel seat
Yeah,
that's on my
those are
drop shot
sweet.
rod, because it's super sensitive. It's low profile, so it fits in, form and function like a cork.
Do they have green carbon fiber, like black and green?
Probably not on the actual like palm part of it, but all the accent, like trim work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can do all that green.
Sick.
Oh yeah.
Sick.
Oh, that looked really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was gonna have him redo my jig rod with a carbon fiber reel handle. He's like, I'm worried that the blank will get just like be compromised,
Right.
peeling it apart and everything. I was like, screw it, I have a second rod built. You know what? If there's one thing I can justify, is a second jig rod.
I'm getting that on it too. The jig
That would
rod.
be sick.
Yep. It's my most used rod. Might as well get it on there.
Yeah. So the SJ736, I don't know which model that is, but yeah, I just know it's a 7.2 medium heavy fast. It's rated up to 3/4 of an ounce. I think it's quarter to 3/4 of an ounce. And absolutely love that rod, because I can sling big old, 3/4 ounce jigs on it with a 5-inch jig trailer. And you can feel it's like on the cusp of being overloaded, a little too much weight behind it, but it still casts it great. But if I, want to downsize to, say, just like a 1/4 ounce shaky head with like a 6-inch, 7-inch like finesse worm in the back of it, I can still throw that on there too. And that's what I love about that rod. It really truly covers the whole rating that it advertises as. I've got other rods that are rated, like my tube rod, my heavy duty spinning rod is rated 1/4 to 3/4 ounce, but it doesn't even like to throw 1/2 ounce that great. Like that rod loves 3/4 ounce weights. It casts those things like a dream. Coming down to a 1/2 ounce, it's okay, but you can tell it's still just the whole bend on it is it's meant for heavy friggin' weights. Yeah, those 3/4 ounce footballs you're throwing late in the year, perfect.
Yep.
That rod is absolutely perfect for it. I will never throw those on anything.
Rod?
Yep.
Yeah.
On anything else other than that spinning rod, it's too good. And then plus having the added benefit of braid on a 200-foot cast and 55 foot of water, I don't miss much, or at least I don't miss feeling much. So those things are great. Oh, there you go. You can ask Josh's question.
If you toss everything out and started fresh today, what all-purpose rod and reel would you start with?
Oh, that's an easy one.
I would not get an all-purpose rod. I would get a one-purpose rod, and that would be a jig rod. And that's where I would start. 7.3, anywhere from 7 foot to 7.3, medium, heavy, fast. Yeah. That'd be nice.
Yes, it would. I would do the exact same thing, but to answer the question for someone like yourself, getting back into it, or any other new angler that really wants to get back into it, a 7-foot medium fast rod is kind of your do-all, like all-purpose rod.
Yeah.
It's soft enough that you can get away with throwing your standard, soft plastics, like a 4-inch Texas rig worm or Texas rig lizard with like a 1/8 ounce bullet weight, which, that's the stuff you can find at your local hardware store, Walmart, Dick's Sporting Good, obviously Bass Pro, like that's all the stuff. But it can also handle throwing things like a 1/2 ounce jig. I wouldn't go beyond that. And even a 1/2 ounce jig is kind of pushing it. Like a 3/8 ounce jig though, which is still fine. You can fish a 3/8 ounce all year long. Absolutely. Maybe not throwing it into the thickest of cover. Like I've done it, but you're like really kind of pushing the limits of what that rod can do. Trying to fish like trees, any down timber, really thick vegetation, you're kind of pushing it. And then I would go straight 12-pound fluorocarbon, because that's going to give you the best of everything. You got the best abrasion resistance. It still stretches a little bit, but nowhere near as bad as mono. You can do everything with it except for fish topwater. And even then, like if it's a faster moving topwater, like constant faster moving topwater, you can get away with it. And you just do everything with that. That's still stout enough that you're throwing a jig into some sort of structure. 12 pounds going to hold up. But it's still light enough that if you wanted to crank with it too, you could throw a crankbait on that all day long. Hell, you could even throw a drop shot on straight 12-pound fluorocarbon, and it worked just fine. And then 6.3-to-1 ratio reel would be the one I would throw too. Yeah, that's kind of like your
probably
dual.
Do 7.3.
Well, if I was doing jig, yeah, but Like if you want something that's like a legitimate do-all, a 7.2 is going to be too fast for any of your moving stuff. Crankbaits.
True. Yeah.
Small spinner baits.
You just have to crank it slow.
An experienced angler could do that.
True.
Beginner angler, I'd be worried they would be cranking down it too fast.
Doing this.
Yeah.
Like, right back to the boat. Ah, good. If you're fishing a river.
Fish is sitting under there. What the hell was that? It's gone to plaid.
Gone plaid. Yeah, 6'3" would be good. 6'3" would be good.
It's gone to plaid.
With a bunch of assholes.
Sorry, sir. I'm doing my best.
Spaceballs, if you didn't know.
I love that movie. Andrew, I love them with Custom Rod. Carl, they are awesome. Yes, they absolutely are. Ludicrous speed, go! Carl, I was looking at the SJ736 and it's rated 1/4 to 1 ounce, so it seems like it would be super versatile. Yep, I absolutely would agree. And then Brendan said, just picked up a 7.1 medium heavy fast. I'm pumped. Yep,
Hell
dude.
Yeah.
That thing will treat you right. Be able to do just about everything you want with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. I just double check and make sure we didn't get any messages with any private messages or questions for the stream. Just another reminder for everybody that's here. Again, thank you very much. This is the last Thursday show. We're moving it to Wednesday starting next week. If all goes to plan, we're going to have a guest, Mike Zampese, who just wrapped up fishing on the Bass Northern Opens with, I forget, I think he fished 50 something in the last Bass Northern Open on the St. Lawrence River. Very respectable finish out of like 180 boats or something like that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep. Good dude. That guy is a jig master. So that's something that both Andrew and I hold very near and dear to our hearts. And we have a lot to add to that ourselves as well.
I'm excited to hopefully learn something.
Right. And that's the, to have that added perspective that you all can learn from, not just from us. But to have him, he's proven it time and time again. If you guys don't follow him on Instagram, he's Mike_Zamp,
Mm-hmm.
ZAMP. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
_Zamp, I think it is too.
The dude knows what he's doing. Absolutely knows what he's doing. So he's going to be a good guy to have on.
He's a hammer.
Sorry, I take that back. Mike Zamp Fishing. All one word, no spaces, nothing.
Oh.
Mike ZAMP Fishing.
Yeah, look at that. I'm completely off.
So that's hey, Jason, yes. We're matching because we're professionals.
Aww.
We pretend to be. Aside from that, for those that are still watching, if you haven't yet, please drop a quick like on the stream. It helps immensely. And if you're feeling a little generous, donations are always open. We're at $450 out of our $1,000 goal. That just gets us the body of the camera for going to 4K streams, so we'll get much better video quality out of these moving forward, which would be amazing. And then we'll take this camera and use it as a secondary camera to do up close highlights of baits that we're talking about. It's more money for the lens and the battery eliminator cable and the aluminum framing for it all. I'll cover that on my own dime. But if we get the camera body covered, that would be very, very awesome of you guys. And then there was one more thing I wanted to say, and I wanted to tip my tongue and I forgot. It had something to do with the channel. Oh, we have a website coming.
Oh yeah,
603bass.com,
which
is gonna be awesome. This is something that I've been working on with an old gaming buddy of mine for the last 2 years, and it's him and his business partner are helping me out with this, and in turn I'm helping them out. And the added benefit of that is we can take these live streams and I can dump just the audio to it. So I know there's plenty of people that have said I would love to watch it, but I don't have YouTube Premium. I can only watch it at work, but I can't watch it. I just want to listen to it. But unless you have YouTube Premium, you can't put on a YouTube video and then lock your phone. It shuts it off, which is stupid. They lock that behind a paywall, but hey, it is what it is. That's okay. We're going to fix that because the website will be able to host all of just the podcasts, but then I can also then make it easier to go on things whatever the Apple service is. It's just iTunes. And then Spotify, and I don't know what the other big ones are where you would want to put a podcast, but I'll be able to put in all of those. And then we'll actually have a merch store on the website too, which is the thing I'm most excited about. It would make things a lot easier for selling stickers, because right now that is time consuming. My poor wife, she's been handling a lot of that for me lately. Jason. Thank you very much, buddy. Get the damn camera. Hey, we're 10
Thanks.
dollars
I
closer.
bought enough of your baits.
I got a box full of stuff from him. I may or may not have cleaned Gordy out of a few things that
Yeah.
you had him at county stores.
Mm-hmm.
So you're welcome and thank you.
Yeah. He's gonna need some more soon.
Yep, if he hasn't already ordered.
Just send him a gift, a care package.
Yeah. Thank you, Jason. Seriously, man, I greatly appreciate it. Thomas, finally got myself a Beast Coast Hustler. Can't wait to throw it. That's awesome. I am curious. What color? And same for you, Brendan. What color and what sizes did you
Why
guys
only
get?
one?
Yeah, if you got one, you got none. If you got two, you got one. Chad asked, what is the number 3 Target thing sponsor on your jersey?
The what?
I know what it is, but he is curious.
The 3 is was the number my friend / boss who passed away 2 months ago. So, in memory, I put this on here, and if you notice, over my heart. So, means a lot.
Yep.
So, thank you.
Brent. We can find out how to make fish eat in every condition possible, yet YouTube cannot let people have background audio for free. Yeah, no, that's true. Grat, open water jig is legit. Dude, that thing, biggest fish of the year so far is on that jig. 5 pounds, 9 ounces. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was pretty neat. And the way you caught it, too, was sick.
Oh, yeah. Hey, look at that one little, 5-foot patch of grass out there. Pink. The first cast. Bonk. I actually missed him at first, too.
Oh, yeah, you did.
We need to get that. I know we need to get that cast to catch done, but I want you to finish the other one first.
Mine?
Yeah.
My cast catch? I know.
Did you do any of that?
I was looking at it.
Okay.
I was not in a mental state to be doing that. I got a little too overzealous before.
What button did he say to hit?
It was a
Rocket
Q.
League?
Rocket League? Pretty much. That's pretty much how it went. Rocket League.
Brendan got the bruise in every weight to make a half especially. That's awesome. I have that in half and 3/8 and quarter because that color in black and blue and cold water is it. And if I'm fishing a spot that is relatively free of vegetation, like that soft, mushy crap that never, ever, ever goes away at the bottom, that's the jig that I'm throwing in tandem with a spider jig at the end of the year. And it works. Actually, yeah. I've caught 2 5-pounders on my 2 biggest 5-pounders of the year. Both came on Beast Coast jigs. The biggest was most recently on the open water sniper. It was 5 pounds, 9 ounces. And then the other one was my second fish I caught this year. Or no, it was the second open water trip out for the start of this season. And it 5.1 something pounds. That was out with Goodman down in Mass. That one, we went back there the next weekend with John and Sean. Mm-hmm. That was 5.1 something, whatever. That was black and blue hustler. The bruised.
A little tiny one. Yep.
Itty bitty little guy, little 1/4 ouncer. Chomped it. That thing hit it hard. It was great. And yes, dude, the smallies, God, they eat all those Beast Coast jigs.
Yeah, they sure do.
Dude, Ben Kayer, him and his buddy Justin have been absolutely hammering them up there on those jigs. It's crazy. Jacob, jingle, fellas. Nice jerseys. You guys want to talk about the differences in approaching shallow, weedy versus deep, clear bodies of water in early fall? We actually already kind of touched upon that when we were talking about our hypotheticals. That literally kind of thing we covered, but
yeah, pretty
we
much.
can reiterate because it's certainly something worth reiterating this time of the year.
Deeper rocky points or rock piles.
What's the difference in how you're going to approach them?
Slowly. Turn the motor off at least 100 yards before you get to it.
What was your primary go-to? You said jig, right?
Yeah, jig.
Yeah, the hustler.
The hustler. What is that color? Is the bruise color the brown and the black?
That's dirtbag.
Dirtbag.
Yep.
That's a good one too. What was the bruise one?
Bruise is black and blue.
Black and blue. Okay.
Yep.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
It's all good.
But yeah, I would totally throw that. The black and blue. How do I want to approach it? I would start off by throwing a jig or a drop shot in the clear body of water, and or into deeper grass that is still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Shallow weedy. Boy, jerkbait for sure. Probably
Lipless.
even lipless. Oh yeah, a lipless crank for sure.
Yeah,
definitely.
with the jerkbait still too.
With the
but
jerkbait,
I would throw the lipless in. I would have it tied on.
Yeah. What else? Maybe even a square bill, something that'll dive down deep enough to just kiss the top of the weeds. I mean, the Senko still comes into play.
Always does.
Always does.
Or Nico rig it.
Yeah.
Just drop a little nail weight in the butt.
Mm-hmm. I don't really throw Senkos often though.
I've been throwing the Nico rig a lot more often, especially after I caught my PB on it last fall.
True. Yeah. Makes sense.
Almost exactly a year ago to the day. Hold on. Let me go into the Wayback Machine while you continue to answer that question.
The Wayback Machine.
I
I would also the shallow weedy. I would also throw like any bladed jig, chatterbait, or what is it, the thunder cricket? What do they call it? Thunder chicken.
Thunder chicken. Thunder
God. Back to the deep water though. What I'm gonna start doing again, because I did it in the spring, is throw Carolina rig. Should have been doing it throughout the summer, but I kind of stopped. But this fall, like when we get deeper into the fall, I will be throwing Carolina in those deep clear bodies of water for sure. I can't wait. Should crack them. Crack some big ones too, I hope.
Ooh, all right, so we're going early fall. Shallow weedy first. Jig, different kind of jig, Texas rig. Either weightless Senko, like wacky rig, or a fluke still. Spinnerbait if the wind is up, absolutely. Or chatterbait, but I'm going to start with the spinnerbait first. Swim jig is still killer. And then start cranking too. And I'm going to pick a crankbait that gets me just to the top of whatever vegetation I can find. Because that has always treated me really well. Whether it be just a straight up like... Whoa. Back it up for a second. Grat.
Excuse me?
Have a great night. What the hell? Thank you. Holy shit.
Crap, thank you.
I think it's the biggest donation we ever got. Dude, holy crap. Dude, I was literally dumbstruck by that. Thank you. I don't know what else to say other than like a sincere and heartfelt thank you for that. That is friggin' phenomenal. You're the best, man.
Thank you so much. That's going to get us there quick.
Yes, it is. So that puts us at 510 over $1,000 goal. That's friggin' phenomenal. Thank you so much, dude. I don't even remember what I was saying last. Shallow weedy? Cranking? So. Is that where I left off?
I think so.
And then, yeah, lipless, kind of yo-yoing it, but also fishing it fast, ticking the top of vegetation. Any crankbaits, again, whatever model I can pick that gets me just to the top of vegetation. I'll throw top water, but right now, like in the past, absolutely. I just throw a spook and it usually works. Last 2 years now, maybe even 3 years, it hasn't really panned out. Buzzbait could be good. Frog, absolutely. Those are kind of all my things. I'm going for a mix of like bigger presentations that I can get down in and around structure, be it the vegetation that's left, or hard structure, rock piles, any timber I can find, things like that. And then a mix of moving baits. And I'm trying to key in on like those key transition areas, like outside edge of weed lines, tapered off like bottom edges of rock piles, things like that. Deeper clear water, drop shot, drop shot, drop shot. Beyond that, tube, spider jig, Ned rig, like, and I'm gonna play around a lot with colors because right now they're kind of finicky and like things are starting to molt, and little fish are getting a little bit bigger, so they become like more what's the word I'm looking for? It's more likely to be eaten prey. I don't know how else to put that right now. And then a different kind of jig as well. Huh?
Did you get into what Brian gave me?
Right, dude. I'm just I'm still thrown up by the donation. That's freaking insane. Thank you again, Grat. Damn. Yeah, and even spinners still for smallies too. If the wind's ripping and like nice cloud cover, I'll count it down a little bit and I'll rip that. But the other thing I'll throw in for this Right now we're in the early fall. You're talking deeper water, clear water, probably smallmouth, something to get those suspended fish from from a more finesse presentation. So I was talking to Andrew while I was out there, telling him kind of what was going on today, and he was like, did you try an underspin? And I didn't even bring it. I only brought 4 rods with me. I brought 2 drop shots and 2 jigs. That's it. Because today was supposed to be scouting. I didn't want to be distracted by different rods. So I was tackling this like I was at a brand new lake, but even though it's not me fishing it, it's my students fishing this tournament. So I had to tackle this like I needed to just find spots. I needed to eliminate bad water and verify there's good water. I was looking for shallow water largemouth and deep smallmouth. I only need 2 things to do that, jig and a drop shot. And I absolutely know the reason why I've spent so much money on 2 completely custom build outs for a jig and a drop shot rod is because I know without a shadow of a doubt I will get both of those bit any time of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Almost any time of the year for the drop shot. Jig, doesn't matter what time of the year it is, I will get bit on something. I have that much confidence in it. It's not even a question. It's going to get bit.
Even when the day is super slow and like you're not getting bit on anything, I'll still pick the jig up just because I know eventually
You're gonna figure it
one
out.
will bite.
Yep. Either just it's still the right thing to be presenting at any point in the year, and it's just in the really cold water it just comes down to a matter of color and cadence. Sometimes size, but more often than not really. It's just color and cadence.
Yeah.
You know, how long does that soak have to be? Sometimes I actually want a little snap out of it to kind of just wake them up, like, oh, Jesus Christ, it's going to get away. All right, I got to come in.
Right.
You know, things like that. So, yeah, I mean, that's the way I'm going to tackle both of those later in the year.
I'm excited for jig fishing.
Mm-hmm. Kevin did ask, what about the Mojo Rig? I do not know what that is.
I was looking that up. It's like this weird ass freaking like thumping like haired jig. Oh yeah.
Thomas Gagnon, thank you very much for the donation.
Thank you, Thomas. Thomas Gagnon. Everyone, Thomas Gagnon.
Tom donated $10. Thank you very much. That was direct to PayPal. So that's you done. So Jesus, 60, 70. Where math is hard. $520 out of 1,000. Thank you very much, Tom. Greatly appreciate it, buddy.
6 ounces. What the
Sorry.
hell?
So Mojo Rig,
16 ounces. Am I looking at the right thing? Is this what Tandem Mojo Magic Mojo Rig?
What is the Mojo Rig?
It's kind of neat, honestly. It's kind of expensive.
What is Mojo?
What is this
Rig?
thing made for?
I
What
feel
are you
like
supposed
I'm
to fish?
being
Tuna?
set up here. Go ahead and look up Mojo Rig. Oh, an ultra finesse technique. It's best used under extreme circumstances.
Oh.
Mojo Rig is often viewed as a technique of last resort. No, that's a Senko. In its simplest concept, Mojo Rig lightweight. The Mojo Rig is a lightweight Carolina rig. It is utilized a weight above the hook with a length of line between them. Why are these step 1? That's not helpful. Step 2. Okay, can you show me the... Oh, so
It's almost like an opposite drop shot.
it's like a Carolina rig, but you don't have sliding weights. Those are pinched.
Yeah.
Although that shows a sliding weight.
I think that the other one, the guy just didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah, I don't think the weight slides. I think it's that bobber stop on each side of that weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like almost like a... Yeah, that's actually kind of neat. It's like a Carolina
okay,
rig.
sorry, Kevin. Sorry. We should have looked
Carolina.
up at the chat a little earlier. So you just said that, yeah, it's like a Carolina rig, but use bobber stoppers to keep the weight up. Interesting. I'd dig that. I'd be willing to give that a shot.
Yeah.
Because that sounds very much like it'd be something I would throw anyway. You know what? I bet you that would be a hell of a lot better than a traditional Carolina rig when you're actually fishing through like heavy vegetation.
Yeah, so you don't get caught up on all the shit from the weight.
Yep. Especially if you're throwing like a longer, slender weight like that versus
Yeah, but you don't get the
fatter
clack
bullet
though.
weight.
Well, you could set
we just give it a little gap.
but
That would actually probably get
glass
better
beads.
clack in between the bobber stops.
Yep.
We need bobber stops.
We need bobber stops. We need to do this.
I have literally everything else. We just need bobber stops.
Okay.
I actually like that. I like the idea of that better too because it's one less point of failure. Because instead of tying on a swivel, so now you have 3 knots for a Carolina rig. With this thing, it's still just 1 knot. You're just utilizing bobber stops to keep the weight where you want it. and it provides
Technically,
that
you could make a Carolina rig out of that
you could.
if you had good enough bobber stops.
Yep.
To,
Yeah, I guess
to stop that weight from moving around.
Right. Oh, damn. Now I'm really intrigued by this. I've never heard of this before.
Neat.
You've given us
Okay.
much to think about, sir. Thank you. Josh did ask, spinnerbaits and the bass that hate them discuss. It's just a reactionary bite. You know, it's this giant, flashing, vibrating thing. It looks to me like a bait fish chasing two smaller bait fish.
It's like
But
an
it's like
ice
a
cream
whole lot of
truck,
ice.
and you're a kid on a bike. Wait!
You know, get me one of them ice cream trucks that has that song on top that goes do 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 do. Do. I wish I could do a proper Herbert voice, but that's the best I got.
Chris, son of a bitch, you pissed me off.
Oh, we got a fighter. Hey Sam, sorry.
Me and Lauren used to talk like that to each other all the time. It was fucking great.
That's awesome. But yeah, like spinnerbait's great because you can do a bunch of different things with it. My favorite thing about it is that it's almost like fishing a square bill crankbait. It just deflects off everything. It definitely gets hung up in vegetation. It depends on what kind of vegetation. If it's like that like thin, like linguine kind of like
You can't
grass
get away
stuff,
from that.
That shit just wraps up in the blades like it's a job. Everything else though, it's usually pretty good.
That thing wraps up on a Senko.
But like, dude, fishing it around timber. Oh my god, yes. If I can get that up and around timber, get it to deflect all day long. That's actually how I caught my previous personal best back in 2009.
Yep, where I was the other day.
Yep, spinnerbait deflected around a log, and it was funny because on the way in, I said to my my friend Josh, not the same Josh in the chat.
Wrapped him in?
Yep, we were talking about it, and I remember reading about spinnerbaits, and it was in the fall, and I was like, yeah, buddy, you know what? I'm just gonna sling that spinnerbait thing. I'm going for a PB, like just saying it jokingly. And we were only there for 20 minutes, and I just got this perfect cast. So I got my spinnerbait out in like 9 feet of water out there where the logs are. I got it.
Yeah, about that.
I had it deflect around a log, and it was like 3 foot below surface. And as soon as it deflected, thunk, and I set the hook, and it just immediately pulled line. And I looked at Josh, I was like, oh, uh-oh. Josh!
Catch my boner.
I'm gonna pass out. Too much blood's moving.
Squeeze it.
Kevin said you can also move the Mojo down in regular Texas rig. Good point. Yeah, I'm like really intrigued by that.
Yeah, I'll try that.
I think you can also use rubber pegged thingies. Yeah, I have those.
You do.
We literally have everything we need to do that.
It's just a Texas rig that's
pegged way up high.
pegged way up high.
Okay.
Pretty sure I've done it, actually.
So the only thing is, if you do it with the rubber T-stops like that, then you can't get any clack. Unless you have an awesome subscriber, David Richardson,
Oh, I thought
who
you were talking
happened
about
to send
Brian.
you Carolina weights that have rattles in the weight.
Oh, yeah.
Which I have because we have awesome subscribers. I know what I'm tying on tomorrow.
Who sent
I'm literally
that?
going to tie that on. Can you do me a favor, please, and get me that case with all my rubber T-stops? Yep, chuck everything off that. Thank you. I'm just going to put that down over here so I don't forget it. Thank you. Awesome. All right, ready for tomorrow.
No, you're not. You still need that.
So,
Let me throw
go
it in there.
ahead. Yeah, just. Oh my God! I'm sorry. I punched the mic. This is a hot mess. So you said rubber T-stops. I mean these some bitches. Rubber T-stop. Brandon's. It's literally just called rubber T-stop. Vike accessories. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
This is going in so you don't forget it.
thanks. Can I have that baby bass one too, please? I like that one. I think I put too heavy of a hook on that, but whatever. I'm gonna throw the white one. It makes the ass on it sink down. Oh, yeah, remember I lost a fish?
I think that might have been the hook you were
Yep.
attached to.
Anywho, ready to go now. Thank you, boys. I am absolutely try and report back. I absolutely will. I'm legitimately gonna tie that on first thing in the morning. Actually, I might go get that rod. I have another rod I didn't pack. Everything's in my whatever. It'll take me 3 seconds to tie it on. I'll tie it on tomorrow.
Figured it.
Try and report. Speaking of spinnerbaits from Carl, what rods specifically do you use to throw them? I myself like a 7 to 7.5 foot medium heavy fast to heavy fast.
On what?
Actually, I would say 7 foot to 7 foot 2 inch medium heavy fast to medium fast for spinnerbait, and straight 17 to 20 pound fluorocarbon. That's it. That's all I throw mine on.
What's mine?
I think-
7.6.
Yeah, that's your
7
bigger one, the new black one.
The one I throw the Citizen on.
Yeah, so that's a 7.6 heavy fast.
7.6 heavy fast. Yeah.
Which is probably a little on the overpower side.
Probably is, but my hook set
Doesn't matter.
when I'm moving bait on a hook set.
Yeah, no,
Look out.
he's good. Guggen Slayer going north to New Hampshire next week. Nice, man. Whereabouts? I want to hear. You take that one from Ronald.
In Rhode Island, we just cast drop. Oh, drop. I said droop shot. Droop shot. Drop shot with 24-inch leader and current, and put in rod holder and fish the other
Oh,
pole.
you see, just like
Oh, I see. He just waits.
in Texas rig, leave 1 inch up from the weight and rattle drafts. Leave stopper 1 inch from weight. Little. All right, I got you.
Jumping light. How was Winnie?
Well, Josh said spinnerbait's actually my favorite, but in my experience, they either kill or nothing, no in between. Absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those, like, if the conditions are right, which I either need high wind or I want ripple, period, when I'm throwing a spinnerbait. And I probably shouldn't look at it like that because it is more versatile than that. But wind is my best friend when it comes to spinnerbait. And if it's ripping wind and cloudy, oh yeah.
Game on.
Yep. That's literally the first thing I'm picking up is a spinnerbait. And I'm going to try and make some magic happen. And then
I'm going to try Jerry's color.
Dude, I mean, I have all these things, and I love Rocky Ledge, but it's not a knock against them whatsoever. I have had such crap luck with the spinnerbait this year, and even most of last year, that I kept putting everything down and going back to my OG, which, you know, unfortunately doesn't make. It's literally the only spinnerbait that I have that he doesn't make that color. It is the only thing I have even the slightest bit of confidence in at this point, because my spinnerbait bite has just been so bad. It's infuriating.
I like Cam's comment right there.
Right.
We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, Brett. Yeah, jumping late. How was Winnie? It depends. Are you fishing the tournament this weekend? Regardless, it's not good. But again, I am relegated to the entirety of the center harbor, out to like the north-ish, like north to northeast face of Governor's Island, over towards Silver Sands, like that. What is that? Saunders Bay area. And then from there, was it Welch Island, up to like halfway to the point on the west side of Long Island, the Long Island Bridge. Like, those are my boundaries from Center Harbor Launch out to all those. So, and I specifically spent the whole goal today was to spend 100% of my time looking for largemouth. And by hour 4, I was so pissed off. I wasn't pissed off. I was just so like, can't do it, that I just went for smallmouth. And not a lot of size. But I also didn't drop on the first like half dozen schools of fish I found. And a lot of smelt balls I passed up that I didn't even try fishing either. So tomorrow is going to be a lot more line in the water, exploratory fishing, and we'll see how it goes. I found enough that I'm feeling confident that I can get on the right pattern in the right locations and find those bigger fish. But tomorrow is going to be pretty key for how well that all goes. But I sense a lot of running and gunning for that high school tournament, which to see what the weather allows for. Ronald, Texas. Oh wait, yeah, we already covered that. So Cam did say,
Don't forget that.
thanks, buddy. Go ahead and read that question while I hold this up for visual purposes.
A few streams ago, you guys were talking about a chartreuse crankbait for smallies. I can confirm the thing works.
Damn right it does. So I actually have this in a deeper diving crankbait too.
What?
Yeah, like an 8-footer. Whereas this, I think this
4.
4? I was gonna say
6.
3 to 4. Is it 4 to 6?
I think so.
Well, I'm just gonna add that to the pile.
Yep.
I'm gonna grab my crankbait rod out of the garage though. My new one. I love that rod.
Yep.
Guggen said, okay, so you're going to East Wakefield. Yep, I know where that is. That is a pretty good lake, so I hope you have a great time, buddy. Ronald, yep, wind and rain. Spinnerbait is the winner. Sturl, caught my PB largie today, 23.7 inches and just shy 8 pounds. Holy crap, that's awesome.
What do you do?
7.14. Oh, wait.
I-
You guys, listen. If it's decimal pounds, you use the decimal. If you're talking about pounds and ounces, you put a dash.
Is it
Tired of people
7
doing
pounds
that.
14 ounces, or is it 7.14?
7 pounds 14. Well, he wrote 7.14. But I
Just
do believe they meant
shy.
7 pounds 14 ounces.
Okay.
It should be a dash.
Good. That's a big fish.
That is a huge fish.
Yes, it
That
is.
beats mine. I'm salty. No, I'm kidding. That's awesome. Congrats. 7 pounds 14 ounces. That's awesome. Congrats.
Nice.
What'd you catch it on? I'm just, if you're willing to share. If not, by all means, don't. I don't want anybody giving up their secret sauce. I'm always curious.
7.14.
Salmon
Damn.
Falls River and Summersworth. Nice. I just saw there's a what's her name? I just saw it.
Salmon Falls.
Let me find it. There was one of my subscribers. She was actually one of the women that had won a rod from us when we did that giveaway. Thanks to Nate there. What was it? New Hampshire Yak. Wait, was that it right there? Nope. Damn it. I don't know if I can find it. Anyway, she just caught her personal best largie today too, 7 pounds even. All the big girls were out roaming about today. Just not for me. Although I did have my opportunity. I screwed up.
You did.
I did. I broke off a good one today at Winnie, and I'm not mad about it. But I am sad.
It's too bad.
Dude, it was just textbook where that fish was. And I pitched my jig in, and I didn't feel her eat it, and I lifted up. And that, which is saying something, because I must have had a mile of slack in my line because I was fishing my backup jig rod, which had braid to a 15-pound fluoro leader. 30-pound braid to 15-pound fluoro leader, and I still broke it off. Right on the hook set. And it wasn't a violent hook set, because I know how to adjust my hook set. Like, I've proven it to myself that, yep, I remember I'm on braid, so don't hammer it like I'm fishing my normal jig rod with straight fluoro. Sure enough. Tink.
Oh,
Right on the first hook set. She must have had it choked. I just caught
probably, yeah.
a little glimpse of her. She tail walked away trying to throw it after.
It's okay.
Yeah,
There's more.
There's more. I'm going to go back and get her tomorrow.
Yeah.
She'll be there.
Feeling a little sick. I might have to take the day off.
All right. I'll see you in the morning.
I'm not going to do that. I got a lot
Your
of stuff.
boss is watching. He's going to text you the fuck you are.
I'll be in tomorrow. Don't worry.
What else you guys got for questions for us? 3/16 Texas rig Senko flipped it off the bank. That's awesome, man. Proud of you. Happy for you.
Shore warrior. That's awesome. It's a big freaking fish from shore.
That's a huge fish.
Damn.
Oh man.
I want to catch an 8-pounder this year. I still want to.
Well, it gonna happen. Don't.
No,
Don't.
No.
Yeah, you be careful.
I didn't see who it was. I didn't.
Jailbait.
Seriously.
No,
bad.
I'm not signing up. I'm
Flipping it up.
not signing up for this. I'm not signing up for that tournament. It's not gonna happen.
Do it.
No. I'm just looking for more questions. Make sure I didn't miss anything. I don't want to be that guy. You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy.
pal. Hey, look. That's a pretty cool lake trout. Going on there.
Well, they got a bass guy now. I saw.
Yeah.
Look at that new Beast Coast Magic Foot color.
Goby.
So, you know how at the end of the year, that stretch of river we fish, one of my best producing colors was with that color flake.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you we dragged that in there.
New Hampshire Brownie Factory.
Mm-hmm.
River.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep. Derek, send me samples now, please.
I know, right?
I'll let you take Carl's question.
Carl, what size fluoro do you guys use down on the Cape in the clear ponds like John's throwing 1/4 to 3 ounce jig? I would still probably run, I mean, I always throw 15, so that doesn't change, but if I was smart, I would probably change down to 12. That place is pretty clear and rocky, right?
Yeah, but yeah, I think he'd still be fine with 15. I don't know what it is about jigs. I
think I'd be fine
never
with
feel like
15.
I have to downsize my line.
Yeah,
whatsoever.
I don't either. I used to throw it on 20.
Yep.
My jig on 20. And then I kept backlashing a lot and just went to 15. I could go to 17, like Sterl.
Yep.
17 pounds is what I use. Yeah, 17, you could go to that, but I just like the 15 the way it casts. It's just good.
I'm still throwing straight 15 on if I'm going casting. And even on both of them, I have my go-to, my main jig rod is just straight 15-pound fluorocarbon, Seagar Brazix. My secondary jig rod is 30-pound Power Pro. Daiwa J-Braid now to 15-pound Seagar Brazix. And then if I'm throwing something like lighter like that on spinning gear, then I'll go 12-pound, just because I'm throwing 10-pound braid as it is. And when I'm throwing a spinning rod, it's a little bit more forgiving. You know, I can the rod is more forgiving, so I can, with that, I can go with the lighter line, and the rod is going to kind of help compensate for that, as far as because it's, I don't even know how to put this. Oh, my brain's dead. Anyway, yeah, spinning rod is a lot more spongier. Therefore, I'll go with lighter line. And I'm also at that point trying to go for smallies. I'm fishing a jig like that light, like 1/4 ounce. 3/8 ounce though, I'm sticking to straight 15-pound. And then Cam did ask, what do you think it will take to win the high school state qualifier? I'm thinking 20 to 25.
I think it might be a little more than that.
I don't know. The last 2 years, it wasn't.
Yeah.
I think it was only about 20 pounds, wasn't it?
I think so.
I don't know, man.
Like around 20. I think it's going to be around 21.
I think you're right. I think you're
around 21.
I think you're both right. Somewhere in that like low 20s range. Just because like, man, dude, that place is kicking out donkey largemouth, and that's what's gonna happen, right? The winning team is gonna have probably
one
like
giant largie.
Yeah, like a good 6 something and a 5 something, and it's a solid bag of 2s for the rest of their thing, you know, and it's 8 fish limit.
Mm-hmm.
So if they have 6 2s, that's 12 pounds, and they have a 5 to 6 and they're 11, it's about 23 pounds.
Yeah.
So, or 2 5s, it's 22 pounds. Like I think that's what's gonna happen. It's been happening like clockwork on that damn lake. I hope it happens at the very least, because then it means everybody's having a good day. I'm more concerned about how well we're going to do, or just what's it going to take to make the cut, because it's the top 13 teams this year. So, the last 2 years, it's taken about, I think it was like 14 pounds was the lowest to get in to make the cut. Maybe it's 13 and change. So, kind of like playing with that in my head. Like, if I can get my kids, if they're fortunate enough that they can get a full limit of 2 pounds, all 2-pounders, like, I'm feeling pretty good they're going to make the cut. I would like to win it too, but I'm playing numbers games from both perspectives. Ronald, when is the next tournament? Remember that tournament we won last year? On the Hustler? Hustler, baby. That's the next one. There is actually one this Sunday, but I don't want to go. I want to go to Big Lake and fun fish.
We have fun.
Yep.
We go have fun fish this weekend.
And then after that, we have a 2-day tournament, August 16th and 17th with Berkshire Bass up in Vermont, which will be fun. Because that's going to be actually a lot of fun. We rented a house. We got 3 boats going, 5 people. The 6th person lives like not too far away from where we're going to be, so he's just going to meet us there.
Wait. DJ?
No, Sean.
Oh, Sean. Yeah.
He's the one that actually lives like close. Yeah. The rest of us live far. And then that's it. No more after that. Just those 2. That's it. Guggen, Winnie hasn't been good. No, Winnie has been good, but it's up and down.
Like the elevator business.
Oh, I like this question from Hunter. You can take that one.
Top 3 tips for anything jig fishing. I'm struggling. Let me put it this way. This is the way my brain works. You gotta follow. Pretend you're the jig, and pretend your jig is a crayfish. If you ever see a crayfish, quick little spurts, and they stop, and they kind of just hang out for a minute, and they kind of move around a little bit, and then they work their way around, or under boulders, or over them. Just work the pace you think a crayfish is going to be moving. So when it's super cold, you're going to want to move cold. Move slow. And I mean slow. Your one cast could take 5 minutes, 10 minutes. When it's warmer, you can get away with working a little faster. Just hop, hop, stop, hop, 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 stop, and just keep constant movement. when it's in this time right now, you can get away with moving a little faster or a little slower. It kind of depends on the day. Was that 3 or is that one big one?
I think that technically is 3 and one big one.
Okay.
I'll elaborate on that, because I mean that he hit a nail on the head, man. Like, there really doesn't need to be anything else said about how you're gonna fish it. I'll add on to it, just for jig fishing tips in general. You need 2 colors, black and blue, and then a green pumpkin with brown.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
That's literally all you need. If you want to go beyond that and get crazy like I do and have 4 3700 size Plano boxes full of jigs, by all means, go for it. However, you only need 2. And if you really want to get, like, if you want to just go as simple, just get a 3/8 ounce football jig. You can make that work in everything except for the thickest vegetation. If you fish in areas that tend to have a lot of vegetation, get an Arky head style jig, because it can do everything. It doesn't quite stand as well as a football, close enough. It doesn't slide through grass quite as well as a swim jig or a grass jig, but close enough. It's a jack of all trades jig. You can do everything with it. 3/8 ounce gets bit all year long. And unless you're fishing in super deep water all the time, still 3/8 ounce is great. Black and blue, and green and brown. If you want, you can just go straight green pumpkin too, and that's fine, but I like having a little bit of brown in it because that's much more natural to what most crawfish look like most of the year. And then just work from there. Keep it simple. Don't overthink it. You cannot fish a jig too slow at any time of the year.
No, you can't.
And then there's certain times of summer where you cannot fish it too fast. I mean, literally watching guys, and I've done it myself. I actually got a couple of 4-pounders doing it. Like yo-yoing it, but violently. Like, you ever seen Kevin Van Dam fish when he's fishing a jerkbait or a crankbait around vegetation? When it gets stuck, you know, he goes from reeling to grabs the very butt end of the grip and grabs just like above his reel and goes like this, but fast and hard. It's violent, but it rips the bait free of the grass, and then he just goes right back to cranking. I've literally yo-yoed jigs doing that, where I'm trying to pop it like 6 feet straight up with a 1/2 ounce jig, just crack, and it goes doot, doot, and then it falls back down. And I've gotten bit doing that, but that's more like a midsummer thing when they're either like just in insane aggressive mode, or they're kind of lethargic and you're just trying to trigger a reaction. Mm-hmm. That's hard to miss for a fish anywhere in the air. I was saying, what the fuck was that? So that, I mean, between those, like, that's really all you got to know, man. And it's just, it's with anything else, time and patience, and just trust that it's going to get bit. If there's any one thing that I think is, to me, one of the easiest things to learn is a jig. Let it sit there. And that's the right thing to do.
You literally don't even need to do anything, honestly.
Yep.
There's no wrong way to fish a jig besides trying using it as top water.
Right. Yeah, that bad. Don't overthink it. It's literally that simple. And that's always the thing I had about, like, learning new techniques. What is the right way? You know, and certain things there really is a right way to do it. Jerk baits, you know, there's like kind of like a mastered cadence that works really well for like a general starting point.
But I mean, you can still swim a jerk bait back.
Right.
You can swim a jig back. They make swim jigs for a reason.
Yep. Just a regular old jig, just let it sit there in the bottom, man. You can just get a little pop, just like a roll of your wrist, you know? 1, 2, wait 5 seconds. 1, 2, wait 5 seconds. No bites. Burn it, try again. Pick apart rock piles. Like, that's the easiest and most fun thing to do. Like, find a good little rock pile and just start picking it apart, man. Like, target practice. It's fun to do it like that. And before you know it, you're going to start catching fish left, right, and center. It's really that easy. Find a tree, start picking that apart. Just be prepared to start losing them.
Yeah, that's the easiest way to start doing those, to learn, is picking apart rocks and picking apart trees. You're going to lose them. You're going to lose jigs. You're going to hate it, but it's part of the game. Spent a lot of money on these baits.
Yeah. Brett, yes, I do use J-braid on spinning reels too. The J-braid 8 strand, whatever it is. Do I have a spool right there? I know I remember seeing it. Where the hell did it go? I think it's in that cardboard, the treehouse cardboard box.
I literally had one in my sweatshirt pocket earlier.
Did you really? I'm pretty sure it's either in the box or it's on top of that manila envelope. That's the one thing. That's about. Oh, whatever. All right, never mind. It's the 8-strand Daiwa J-braid. Yeah, and Power Pro V2, whatever. It's the same stuff. Cam said, when we had 24-pound bag, we still had 3 fish under 2 pounds. Largemouth has been a little bit slower, but when you find them, they haven't typically been big. Yeah, and that's the problem. I just don't spend any time at Winnie. I don't like the lake. I know the largemouth are good.
It's a trash lake.
It's a garbage lake. I don't care what anybody says. Like that.
It may be the biggest in the state, but it's definitely not the best.
No. The only reason so many people fish is because of all the tournaments, and I just don't tournament fish enough, so that's why I never put the time in on it. I just don't care enough, and especially I don't care enough to deal with all the. It was different before I had kids when I could go fish on Saturdays instead of Sundays. Now that I only have Sundays because of my family life, having 2 young boys, my wife works Saturdays, I only get Sunday. Only being able to drive to Winnipesaukee and drive on Winnipesaukee on Sundays, it really changes your perspective on what that lake is worth for your time and effort and energy. Like, I know there's big fish on there, not any more than any other. Well, it's more, but your chances of catching those big fish aren't any better, or, in my opinion, on that lake than any other big fish lakes that I know of.
Yeah.
It's not worth the headache for me in my specific situation where I only get Sundays. It's not worth it. Nice. Guggen got a multi-species lippus bite yesterday.
Nice.
Mint.
Those are fun. Multi-species bites are fun.
Yeah,
we did that on the St. Lawrence River. We're just like, fuck smallies. Let's go try and find pike or whatever the hell's gonna eat.
That was our first day, right? And the wind was kicking the crap out of us.
Yeah.
That were our first full day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was bad.
We caught pike. We caught a largies. I got a bowfin. Didn't you get one too? Last time you were up there?
That was a Champlain.
Oh, dude, some Champlain. Ooh.
And that thing was, you saw how big it was.
Yeah.
I was in 3 feet of water. And all of a sudden, that thing slithers out of the grass 5 feet in front of me. I was like,
what the hell?
Oh, he's chasing my jig. I just dropped my jig. And that big-ass ugly thing just
they're cool.
Tries the nose down, and I just feel a little tick. And I'm like, okay. I hammer it, the thing. Woo!
Gone. Those things can freaking fight. Those things are cool. I'd love to catch another one of those.
I was very happy to catch that for the first time I caught it, and then Don't Fade was kind of like my first pike. Like, it was a big one. It was over 30 inches, pretty close to it.
Yeah,
I think it was over 30. I think it was great. Ronald, ever do an online tournament, measurements only?
No.
Nope. Won't do it.
No,
not interested.
Not wasting my time with that. Because I caught a 636 that was 19 and a half inches.
Right.
So I'm not doing that.
Last year, in one calendar year, so the fall of 2019 into the fall of 2020. So starting in the fall of 2019, I had 3 fish. The first one was the fall of 2019. 22 inches, 3.5 pounds. It was a friggin' envelope. It was the skinniest fish I've ever seen in my life.
That was the place that Jerry told you about, right?
Yep. And I even sent him a picture of that too. He's like, Jesus Christ, that's a big fish. I was like, yeah, it only weighed 3.5 pounds. He's like, what?
Yeah.
When that thing came up, it was like your big fish you were telling me about. What, that place we were fishing not too long ago? Where like the mouth came up and it's just bucket. Yeah, I'm like, there's a video I posted about it. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Because I was stuck on the stump at first. 3.5 pounds, 22 inches. And then summer 2020, 5 pounds, 5 ounces, 22 inches on the dot. And then September 2020, 7 pounds, 5 ounces, 22 inches. It's a 4-pound swing from my smallest weighing fish to my largest weighing fish at 22 inches long.
That's insane.
That's why I don't do measurement tournaments, because I think that's a total crapshoot.
Mm-hmm.
If you really wanted to win that, like, guys that fish Candlewood have way more advantage over anybody else. Have you seen the way those fish are built in Candlewood versus somebody at Champlain? Like, somebody at Champlain is going to go out and kick the crap out of you more often than not in most other places, because those fish are thick, but they're short. And from what my experience I've seen so far, like, every one of those fish is built like a little football.
Those Candlewood fish are long.
Wicked long, dude. That smallmouth you caught last year, what
22 and a half inches, 4.5 pounds.
Was it 4.5 or was it 4.25? I don't remember.
Somewhere, I don't know.
I gotta look it up.
It was 4 something.
It was one of the longest, smallest smallmouths I've ever seen in my life.
It was under 5 pounds. It was 4. It was, I think it was just under 4.5. I don't remember.
I'm gonna find out.
But it was 20. Pretty sure it was 22 and a half inches long.
Back it up, Terry.
22 inches.
Put it in reverse. That was not that day. No, that day. Where the hell's you? Uh-oh. When was that day? Oh, it was that day. And you had 4.3 pounds at exactly 21 and a half inches. For a smallmouth!
Yeah, that thing was big.
21 and a half inches, only 4.3 pounds.
If that fish was up on Champlain, that'd been a 9-pounder.
Yeah, seriously.
Not even kidding.
That's just, it's insane. I can't get over that fish. That was nuts that day.
Yeah, that was a big. I think that was the only fish I caught.
Yep, we both only caught one. Carl, any idea where I can find a deal on the Lose at 95mm handle with wing grips? Ugh. Dude, anywhere you can find it. I don't know. Everybody, literally everybody, and I don't say that, I know I exaggerated as I said it, but I don't say that exaggerating. Literally everybody is hurting for supply chain in every industry across the globe.
Yeah, I mean, I deal with like snowmobiles and four-wheelers and side-by-sides and stuff at work, and all the snowmobiles we have right now are already sold from last fall.
John,
So like they're not, we don't have any inventory really.
right. So John was just talking about trucks.
Yep.
And
All the chip shortage.
yeah, from the chip shortage, they said, what did he say? It was either 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 trucks in every delivery are already sold before they get them on the lot.
Yep.
That's insane.
And most of we got, I don't remember how many snowmobiles we got in, but it was like 90% of them were missing parts. So they were missing like a gauge cluster or missing like the desk post. So
They're
the
just
key
sending
post.
incomplete stuff.
Yeah. And then they're gonna do like I think they're doing like a mass shipment of all the parts at once.
Oh my
So
god.
here you go. Here's your missing parts.
Here's
Now-
your job security, buddy.
Yeah.
Doug, heading to Botanipo early in the AM. Any favorite spots? Maybe. What's to you?
Yeah. How much you want to donate, bud?
Well, let's see. We had 60 and then another, well,
$300. I'll show you where a 5-pounder is.
We're at 520 of 1,000. So you do the math on where we need to be for our next goal. How important are those spots to you?
Straight off the launch to the left, that whole shoreline up to the first point.
Last week. Fair enough.
Oh.
No joke, dude. What did you just say? Say it again.
Straight off the straight off the launch, that whole left shoreline up to the point. There's a bunch of rocks in there. Throw a jig, Texas rig, jerk bait on the outside of. If you're coming off the launch and you got the point straight ahead of you and you're working that left side, there's going to be a bunch of lily pads. You can turn around and throw a jerk bait behind you too.
Yep.
I've caught them out there. I haven't fished there at all this year.
I haven't either. That's usually one of my like late end of the year, like I'll sneak out for a few hours on a Saturday trip.
Just a super busy lake. It's tiny, and there's people on jet skis, pleasure boaters. It's like a tiny Winnipesaukee.
Yep, it's absolute insanity.
Yep. Good luck out there though. First thing in the morning, you should be okay.
Yep, and then well, especially now that's after Labor Day.
Yeah.
That helps immensely, even for like little local spots like that. And then
hit the lighthouse, you probably catch 5.
Yep, hit the lighthouse. Follow that channel from the launch, like straight out. Like work all those boulders inside and out. When you're going from the ramp straight out, you get your first point on your left.
Oh yeah.
You hit that. Take a hard right, almost straight 90 degrees. Head towards that camp, like towards their beach. So it's maybe not quite 90 degrees. It's more like a 60-degree right. Go out that way and look for the vegetation line. And work that.
Mm-hmm.
You will have fun. I hope.
I hope too.
It's treated me better more often than not.
Yeah, I just haven't. That place is tough. It can be very tough. It can be very
So much
good, but it
pressure.
can also be very tough.
Yeah.
Just everybody from Mass comes up, fishes that pond. Everyone from New Hampshire around this area who fishes, which is now pretty much everybody, is fishing that pond.
Yeah. Insanity. Oh, Tom, you grew up right across the street from there. Nice. That's cool. Man, small world. We're all from around here.
Right.
It's a small world after all. All right. Well, I don't. All right. Last chance for parting questions here. You guys have been phenomenal. This has actually been like, given with football, I knew that was absolutely gonna, eat into the viewer audience a little bit here, and that was absolutely confirmed by all the polls I did between Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and I did somewhere else. Oh, on YouTube, on the actual channel, there's like a community tab. I can post like pictures or just regular posts or polls there. Like 90%. No, he's even higher than that. I if there was 100 people that responded, I think only 2 said don't change it. So 98%, whatever, we'll call it that. But like 60% of the people that said change it to Wednesday said, yeah, just go ahead and that one.
Sorry, Doug.
We try not to post lake names around here. Yeah, sorry. So out of like all the people that said move it, about 60% of them said move it because I want to watch NFL, and the other people just said Wednesday just happened to be a better night for me. So it was just a win-win. Like I'm glad it's gonna work out that almost 50-50 split. Like I'm still here to watch you, but the fact that there's still a handful of you that came here to watch the whole way through, greatly appreciate it, guys. This has been great. But again, any other last minute questions before we wrap this up? Because I'm gonna get back up really early in the morning. Breaking the law. I need water.
Yeah, Doug, keep that one to yourself.
Yep, that one's you could go there, and I would say yes. You probably want to do that. I would even say do that. Do it. Go there.
Go there instead. But
yay, sports. Peter, I hope you have a good time at the STQT this weekend, buddy. Dude, I cannot clear my throat. I'm sorry.
Let me get it for you.
I need water. What I saw. Ronald did ask, got a line through swim bait with a treble hook and mystery box. Ever use? Not yet, but those are killer. So give it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
And then Carl did ask, do you guys do any guiding? Not yet. Officially, there will be no guiding. However, there will be something.
Some trips, possibly. Some guests.
There can be guest trips. In Massachusetts, I have no issues. In New Hampshire,
we'll see.
We'll have to talk about that offline. I have a solution. And I don't see why it won't work. But I also realize that in our given situation, we're a bit more under scrutiny than others. So I have to tread carefully. I'll leave it at that. William, braid to fluorocarbon, mini swivel or line to line? Line to line. Every time. No swivels. Always go line to line.
Yep.
The only guys I know that usually run a swivel when they're throwing a drop shot with a leader is guys that are fishing current and they're doing a lot of drifting. It's basically St. Lawrence guys. Deep water, heavy drifting all day long. Those are the only guys I know that tie a swivel. Otherwise, just tie it straight line to line. Alberto knot, baby. Alberto knot. There we go. English is hard. Kyle, guest trips sound fun. I'd donate for a chance of that. Maybe we can make something happen. We should launch. Okay, so we have this thing where YouTube. Are you guys familiar with Patreon? How that works? I used to do one for the channel like 2 years ago, and I stopped it because it was becoming too difficult to keep up with the way I originally set it up. And then I had one when my friends and I had a gaming website back in the day that absolutely killed it for the 6 months I was on board. And then go figure, 2 months into starting it, I got a promotion that kicked the crap out of me time-wise. So I didn't make it very long after that. I had to step down from the business. But we were making almost an extra $1,000 a month just from backing on this gaming website we had. It was phenomenal. YouTube has a very similar structure offering that we can do. That Andrew and I made a video to announce this for 4 months ago.
If not longer.
Everything's set up. Like, I literally just had to click go. And the video posts, and it makes people aware of it, and then it's just another avenue for people to be able to donate to help support the channel. But with that, depending upon what tier you donate at, and it's a monthly subscription, like, support donation thing, we offer different reward levels for it. And at that higher tier comes chances to fish with us. Not just chances, but like actual trips to fish with us.
Yep.
Private streams, like one-on-one talks, like things like that. So
just hang out pretty much.
Yep. We're gonna launch that next week once I get back to normal after all this high school stuff and my upcoming family vacation. We'll get that up and running. It's gonna be great. Baby woke up. Oh no.
Good night, babe.
Good night, buddy. Have fun. Drink a cold one after.
Yeeter. Baby woke up. Gotta eat her.
Yep.
Just kidding.
All right. That's a good point. We're going to call it quits. That was almost exactly 2 hours to the minute. So, thank y'all for watching. As always, we greatly appreciate it. For those who are still here, that made it the whole way through, you guys are champs. If you didn't yet, just quick drop a like on the stream. It helps a lot.
We're pretty much there. The likes.
Yeah,
it's pretty
just about.
even.
And otherwise, again, thank you to everybody that donated tonight. Jason, Tom, Grat, you guys are all awesome. And I'm going to let Andrew sign it off. And then I'm going to get some water. And I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah.
I'm tired. And I'm going to get back up at 4 a.m. 3.
Lamb.
Yeah. I'm tired. I've been up since
3
3
all lamb.
But I'm going to be up at 3 again. I'll be up on Weedy, 6 a.m. If anyone wants to come say hi. Look for the blue tundra. Sign it off, bud.
Alrighty. Well, this is going to be a different ending. Same place, different time. See you guys next week at Wednesday, 8 o'clock.